Now today, the new stock is trading up over 6%, which, ladies and gents, this comes after we read one of the news coming from the Chinese government indicating that they are planning to extend the NAV tax, or they are planning to extend the NAV tax exemption, which is one of the things that obviously benefits or give discounts to the consumers that go in and want to buy these EV cars in China. Of course, this only applies to the Chinese EV companies, which is something that, knowing very well that on this channel news, one of the stocks that obviously it's a Chinese company, it automatically qualifies, or it's one of the stocks that obviously will be qualifying to those that obviously go and buy the new cars. And this is something that obviously it's not the first time that we've discussed on this channel, but it's something that we've touched, I think, 2 weeks back. But back then in 2 weeks, obviously it was just rumors, but it looks like now it's becoming a real policy that the Chinese government is coming and want to extend these NAV tax exemptions on the NAV cars, which is something that is incredible. Now, before of course we get deep into this article, you already know that this video is just an entertainment video and you should not take it as a professional financial advice video. Now, I really appreciate if you can just hit that like button if you consider this video, of course, useful, as it takes some time for me to give you this kind of content. Now, obviously, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please also consider doing that and make sure that you hit the notification bell so that every time we drop or I drop a new content or a new video on this channel, you get notified by YouTube. Now, one of the main reasons why, of course, the Chinese government came and of course introduced this policy where people get of course exemptions when they buy NEV cars or new energy vehicles was the fact that obviously you know that the world is shifting from gas cars into of course new energy vehicle cars, which is why of course one of the reasons or one of the main things they introduced to push people to obviously prioritize or opt to buy electric cars is of course introducing these kind of measures or subsidies, which of course allows you to get a discount if you are to buy new energy vehicles. So they are encouraging the use of these new energy vehicles in China, which is one of the things that already is benefiting companies like NIO, who of course is are Chinese based companies in China, which is something that is incredible. And you remember that of course this is one of the main things that is making China to boom in terms of EV sales. As you already know that China, in terms of obviously EV sales in 2021, managed to of course sell around 3.5 million cars, which is one of the main things or one of the good things, because they constituted or it constituted to about 54%, which is something that is incredible and must just show you that China is the leader when it comes to this of course the new energy vehicle, or when it comes to specifically the electric vehicles, which is why I personally believe that we are going to continue seeing them dominating, because like China supports or encourages their consumers also by introducing these subsidies or these exemptions when they buy the EV cars, and getting to know that this of course exemption, like this tax exemption, is being extended, or they are concluding or finally coming to a conclusion to extend it probably to next year. It's something that is incredible and is going to make of course or bring the demand in these EV cars like NIO. We are going to see NIO being one of the companies that does really well in terms of sales due to this, which is something that is really commendable, and is the one that is making NIO together with other EV stock to surge in terms of the share price today. So I'm very excited to get to see that of course the Chinese government, it is concluding and coming to agreement to extend this of course exemption or tax exemptions to those that purchase the NAV sales. Now you remember that for a company like NIO, they were getting, or those that go in and buy the NIO cars, or the Chinese consumers that go in and buy the NIO cars, they were getting of course a tax exemptions of around 10,000 RMB or Chinese yuan, which is something that is incredible, because that equates to around or roughly 1,500 US dollars. So when you buy the NIO car, obviously on your tax you get, of course, 1,500 US dollar off, which is something that is incredible. And like I said, it is the one that continue motivating the consumers in China to go in and buy these EV cars. Now you remember that most countries by 2030 they really want to see most of the cars in their roads being electric vehicles, and getting to see that obviously China, it is introducing, or it has introduced subsidies and it bringing in these kind of exemptions will definitely make, of course, China to continue leading this, of course, industry in terms of sales that are being generated in a country. Now, NIO, knowing very well that it's one of the EV companies in China, will do very well, and I personally believe that the future is bright. I mean, with NIO, you remember that not only do they sell good quality cars, but they offer premium or luxury experience or services when it comes to, of course, those that own the NIO car. I mean, if you are to start or driving a NIO car, you are able to quickly notify them via the app, or maybe call them, and they are able to come and assist you as soon as possible. If you are driving their car and your battery runs flat, maybe before you get to a charging station or a battery substation, they are able to come and charge your car, which is one of the benefits, obviously, that comes when you buy the NIO car. I mean, one of the most important thing that, of course, it makes NIO to stand out from the other EV companies, except the premium services which they offer, is the battery substations or the bus, or which of course entails their consumers or their clients going to a battery substation and get their batteries swapped in their car in less than 4.5 minutes, which is something that is incredible and out of this world. I mean, just today on the streets of Twitter, I read a tweet from a US resident who was saying that he is busy charging his Tesla car, and he so much wish that NIO could, or he cannot wait to see NIO coming to the US so that he can instead wait over 30 minutes to get his charged. He can just go swap a battery in less than 5 minutes, if I'm putting those words correctly. I think he said he can't wait for NIO to come so that he can swap the battery in his NIO car in less than 5 minutes, which is the exact same thing that obviously you get when you buy these NIO EV cars. NIO is a company that is just set to do very well, and to get to see that not only NIO it's lied only in China but also outside of China is something that really excites me as the NIO investor, knowing very well that NIO will not only do well in China, but it will also do well outside of China, which is the exact same thing that the Mizuho analyst has been telling us from 2021, saying that they believe that in the near future 30% of NIO's total revenue will come outside of China, which is something that is incredible. And looking at the way that so many people outside of China are patiently waiting to get their hands on the NIO cars, I agree with Mizuho's statements of saying that 30% of NIO's total revenues will come outside of China. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I should just give you this quick update and give you why the NIO stock is surging. I mean, when the markets opened, we saw this NIO stock quickly surging, going up 10%, which was, of course, amazing. But right now, as I'm doing this video, NIO is currently up over 6%, which is still a very good return. So these tax exemptions, which is being extended, or which the Chinese government is obviously hinting that it will be extended to 2024. It's one of the things that already, like I said, excites me as the NIO investor, because I know that this will drive in more sales on the EV companies, or all the Chinese EV companies like NIO, which is something that is truly amazing. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit that like button, comment and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And before you load the boat, increase your holdings, or buy the NIO stock for the very first time, please consider doing your own due diligence so that at least you can be comfortable when you are investing into this stock, so that at least you can be comfortable even when this stock tomorrow is to go back to $18. Know what you buy so that at least or do your due diligence on the stocks that you own, so that even when the stocks that you own drop by 10-20%, you don't panic because you know what you are buying. But otherwise, you can always come in on this YouTube channel, because NIO is one of the stocks that obviously we discuss a lot, because I personally am investing heavily onto this stock because I know that its future prospects and its fundamentals are just so massive. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.